If you're still alive, 6 to 8 years to arrive, and if you follow them, maybe out tomorrow, but if the authors shine.
Hey, it's Steve from Smash Mouth, and you're watching Under the Gun TV, live on my bus. Tour's been amazing. You know, we've been having a blast out here. The lineup's great. All the bands get along really well. Haven't really had any major hiccups, and the flow of I think it's amazing. Hands down, I think it's the best tour I've ever been on. I mean, we've toured with everybody from U2 to Lenny Kravitz, everybody you can think of, but this is just more. It's more nostalgic. You know, it's just a lot of hits. You know, and the pace of the show is really good, and you know we're not playing 2 hours. You know, we're playing 40 minutes a night. You know, the three main co-headliners: Jim Blossom, Sugar Ray, and us, and then Vertical does like 30, I think. Fastball does like 25 or something like that. So it's a really good vibe, and the crowd response has been phenomenal, and we're only halfway through it, so been working our tails off, you know. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's really, really, really good. So we're already planning on next year too. Right now, we're already looking at, you know, switching up bands. You'll have Sugar Ray and Smash Mouth pretty much the main bands. Maybe Jim Blossoms again, but we're looking at Collective Soul, and we're looking at Scott Weiland, STP. So they want to do it, and so that would be huge for me because I'm a fanatic STP fan. So I probably wouldn't miss a show. I probably watch every show, so yeah, it's really good. Yeah, you know, I think the meet and greets are really important because you have fans that are spending a little more money, and you know they get a few little extra perks, and they get a little personal time with us, Robin, myself, and Mark, and seems to be going well. Tonight was probably the biggest one we've done so far, and but yeah, it's nice, you know, because these are true fans, you know, grew up listening to our stuff, and it's nice to interact with them. Yeah, you know, the mountain winery is in my hometown, and it just got redone, and um, we sold that out. That was an incredible crowd, and it was, home shows are my least favorite, believe it or not, because everybody wants to hang out, and it's like you can only spread yourself so far. And it was kind of funny. I was brought a bunch of people on stage, and all of a sudden I looked to my left, and my sister's standing to the left of me dancing, and I'm like, "What the hell?" But it was good. It was a great show. I wouldn't. We've been fortunate to do some really really cool gigs. This is the smallest gig we've played so far. So we've been playing, you know, 10, 15,000 seaters and stuff like that. So it's been really well. Well, for us, when I got into the game, it was, record labels cared about the artists. They developed artists, and now, you know, just about anybody can get a record deal if they have, 90 million hits on YouTube, and they couldn't sing to save their ass. But it's just the social media. It's where it's all gone. The record label industry, the record industry's, it's done. I mean, basically. And I heard a really cool interview with Joe Walsh, and he was talking about, you know, where the state of it is right now, and I agreed with everything he said, because what he said was, you know, it's if it's going to change and go back to the way it used to be, at least partially, it's going to take the artists to all basically go on strike. That's the bottom line. It's like, hey, we know what? We're not going to tour. We're not doing nothing until we get back to, because it's so different. For us, we were fortunate to have a lot of success, but at the same time, a lot of bands and out there and artists, it's all touring now, and with the record labels that are still in business, like Interscope, where we were on forever, they take, it's called like a 360 deal. They take, half of everything, including merch now. So it's like you're almost kind of like held hostage by the label. And but when we got into the game, it was really a family type, setting with with our label. You know, it was us, No Doubt, Marilyn Manson, I think, and Tupac or whatever. You know, we were the main staples on our label. You know, and we alone carried Interscope Records for probably 4 years. You know, so. Do I wish it was back that way? Yeah, but you know the reality of it is it's not going to go that way. It's just it is what it is. You know, so you know we love going out and playing. You know, and it's nice to be able to kind of pick and choose what you do. You know, so I need a vacation. Yeah, you know, honestly, I mean, a lot of people ask me that question, and it's like for me personally, um, I knew when I was a kid. Let me turn this off real quick. I knew when I was a kid what I wanted to do for a living, you know, and I kind of had a mission the whole time, and told the guys when I formed the band, I said, "Listen, you stick by me, you know, give me a couple years, give me 2 years." Well, because I already had a record deal in you know the hip hop industry, and just really didn't enjoy that. And I got out of that, and then formed the band, and fortunately the guys stuck by me, and I try to kind of surround myself with the best players that I knew in my hometown. And but what the hell is this guy doing right here? I'm so sorry to. This guy's like freaking. This is some funny shit. Yeah. Oh, I love the Monkees when I was a kid. I loved the TV show. Yeah, you know, and that's a good point you made right there because it's what the hell is this guy doing right here? Have you watched this thing, Tosh Point oh, whatever? Dude, he's a freak. But let me turn that off because I'm gonna keep looking up there. Um, you know, with us with covers, and I get that a lot. People don't, they don't, you know, a lot of them don't realize, you know, we didn't write those songs, but I think we've done justice in making them, and I owe a lot of that to Eric Valentine, which is our producer on all of our big records, and uh, we just had to. For some reason, covers and Smash Mouth work together if it's the right choice, you know, and so yeah, I mean, you know, and on top of that, you know, with like Can't Get Enough You, Question Mark and the Mysterians wrote that. They went out and had another career because of our remake. Same with the Monkees, you know, with you know, so it's it's revamped some careers and put them back out on the road. And for us, it's been really cool because I don't consider our remakes somebody else's song. I consider them a Smash Mouth song, and because it's you know it's got our own thing to it, and I think it's really special. Uh, that was a special time for us. You know, when we did Peace Frog, it was a compilation record with you know like the Cult and a bunch of different artists, and um, to have them come in and play on the record, it was like you know that's an all time. That's you can't buy that. It's just like wow, you know. And when people you know who respect artists like the Doors and stuff like that, to be able to say I got to work with them. Ray Manzarek came on and played on the record, and it was just like I was in awe. It was just. But our producer was a trip on this record. I never worked with the guy, and he kept playing with his nipples every time we were tracking vocals. He would just twist his nipples and look at me with this weird look, I'm like, "What are you doing, dude? Why are you playing with your nipples right now while I'm singing out here? It's weird." But anyways, it came out great. I thought I'd share that moment with you. But no, but it was a special moment. You know, we've been fortunate to be involved in some really cool things, and that's the stuff you can't. And like I said, you can't buy that. You know, that's the stuff I can always you know keep in the back of my little computer hard drive back here and stuff. You know, it's I don't think about it all the time, but when people bring it up, it's a really special thing, and maybe more so for some of the other guys in the band than me personally. Uh, but yeah, that was a really really cool day. Well, the way the cookbook came about, you know, from touring all these years, you know, you go to a hotel and you're like, yeah, we can eat the hotel restaurant, whatever, and I usually do. But a lot of times I'm like, you know, you walk in, you can check in, you go to the concierge, and you're like, hey, you know, what's a cool place around here? So we ended up over the years just kind of making friends with a lot of restaurant owners and chefs. And the way Guy came into the picture is Guy was actually catering one of my shows back in, I think, 97 or something. And he was a huge fan. And it's kind of ironic because I had this blonde, spiky hair and the whole look and wore the same shirts. And then, once he, kind of hit it big and real big, I was at a party at his house last year, and I go, "You stole my fucking look, didn't you?" And he goes, "What do you think?" He goes, "I always wanted to be a rock star," and he is. I mean, the guy's a rock star in what he does. But but he was kind enough to write the forward to the book, And Sammy's a great friend of mine, and so it was really cool to have a lot of these really cool chefs, and just get the recipes from all these guys. And I created a couple with them. I'd go into the restaurants, and we kind of create our own little signature thing. But also, it's a good coffee table book. It's really all the stories are true. We had to change it a little bit to protect the innocent. So, but then it's also it's a scrapbook of photos. I mean, I was shocked when I looked through it. I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember this photo. And it's like, we were kids. We were 22, 23, 24 years old. And but it's a great book. We're going to do another one. We're going to do one. I think the next one's going to be where we focus on other artists, actors, what they love to cook, kind of do that kind of thing. I just shot a pilot for the show for Recipes from the Road. So hopefully we do that where I can take the bus on the road and go hang out at these certain restaurants and pop into somebody's house and whip up some some cool barbecue, whatever it may be. So it's something I'm really into it. I'm a total foodie, so it's and to be able to have friends like Guy and stuff like that, it's kind of opens those doors up. It's been really cool. No, but tonight I just found out a little bit ago that my original guitar player is coming to the show. I haven't seen him in 4 years, 3 years, so I think he's gonna. I'm offering it up for him to sit in and see if he wants to play a song or two, and so I'm looking forward to seeing him because he lives here in New York, and uh, my keyboard player is like, "Oh, by the way, Greg's coming," and I go, "Oh, awesome!" I was hoping he would, but I hadn't reached out, so it's cool that he is coming. It's going to be could be awkward, but I think it's going to be cool. We'll probably end up getting totally fucking hammered together. The Shark,
Yeah, why sharks only bus?
because Charlie, our drummer, is funnier than shit, and he's got a skit with the shark, and he puts a cigarette and his sunglasses on it, and and the famous line of the shark when he interviews you, he does those little what are those little movies you do on your phone? What's that thing called? What's that? What's the app?
Instagram?
No, you can make little quick movies, and it's a really cool app. Anyways,
Fine.
yeah, Vine. And so if the shark talks to you, and when you answer the question, his famous line is, "That's not what I heard." That's what he says. So it's a great. Charlie does it great. So I don't know why he's obsessed with sharks, but I thought it was Michael, our keyboard player's son, left it on here, but apparently Charlie went and bought multiple sharks. He's a sharky. Yeah, the thing with our fans, it's really great because it's evolved to where you know uh, now they've got kids, and even their kids have kids. So and the way I put it basically is say my brothers and sisters, their kids. My nephew's got two kids, and they come to shows, and so it's cool because when you see the multiple generations, and because of the success of the songs and being in movies and classic movies that are never going to go away, you're still making fans even today. So a lot of people always ask me, they go, "Hey, do you ever get sick of playing these songs or this and that?" And I'm like, no, because there's always somebody in the audience that hadn't seen me live or even heard it live. So I always remember that. I never, the day I get sick of doing this, I'm going to walk away from it. But I still get nervous before every damn show, and I've been doing thousands and thousands of them. So, you know, that kind of shows that you still have the passion for it, you know. We're busy, man. We're on the road. We're going. We're getting ready. We've been to Australia back and forth there, and then we're going over to Malaysia, Okinawa. I think we might even be doing Israel. We got a lot of international stuff, and we're bringing Sugar Ray and Jim Blossoms, which is really cool. So we plan on taking this package, probably just the three of us after this tour, do like a Canadian run, South America, and just because the response has been so good. So, but the whole point of the whole tour with this whole thing is with Mark. When we started talking about it about 4 years ago, it's like we knew it wasn't the time at that time to do it. And then last year when it was called Summerland, I had to pass on it because I can't fucking stand Everclear and I can't stand art and I fucking plus the money wasn't there really for us to be able to do it affordably and make a profit, you know. Even though I do it for free, but at the time it wasn't right. And this year when Mark approached me again, you know, we kind of decided, okay, well, you want this band, I kind of want this band, and you know, fortunately, it turned out really well. So we're going to try to make it a yearly thing now, and switch it up. Like I said, talking to STP and Collective Soul and stuff like that, and I kind of want to integrate a little more of the X Games into a little bit, kind of maybe some skate, you know, some kind of cool street skate or something, and just make it, you know, super fun summertime, you know, cool deal. So I talked to Mark about that, and you know, we've been going back and forth with it, and we pretty much agree on, you know, on everything on it. And like I said, this year I was surprisingly shocked on the response of it, and after, you know, just seeing how it's turned out, our first show in San Antonio, I think it was, I knew right away. I'm like, wow, this is fucking gonna kick ass. I mean, so. Yeah, just keep it going. You know, I enjoy touring. You know, I enjoy working. You know, when I sit home, I do bad things. So I need to be on the road, and I still do bad things. But you know, so far so good. Hey, it's Steve from Smash Mouth, and it's Under the Sun. And we're under the gun. Check it out.
She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.